Okay, it is, I don't even know the date. I'm so tired. I'm gonna say it's Tuesday because to me it's still Tuesday, the 16th, but technically it's Wednesday because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I just got home from my clinicals. I'm in nursing school, I go to night school. And yeah, today was a long day for me, but I realized it's been a week since my last video, and I did go to see my surgeon last weekend, or a surgeon, not my surgeon, but thought I'd just do a quick update. And I also got a message from a girl in Oregon, and so I wanted to kind of reply to that. I know I'd made a video before my last video, and I guess it was too long. I had too much to say, and YouTube wouldn't let me post it. And I also know that there is an issue with my video being blurry, and I'm gonna try to fix that. But I'm using a MacBook, and um, I'm okay with a PC, but Mac is still new to me. I just got this like in December, so yeah, I'm not too great with the computer yet, but I'm working on it, and I'm gonna unblur the videos at some point, someday, if I ever have time, because I've got tons of people willing to help me. I just don't have time. Um, anyway, you wanted to know about like what my issues are, so I'll start there. Um, in let me think. In November of last year, 2009, I got pneumonia, and it came on really quick, and it sucked really bad. I was just working one day. I worked um, as a makeup artist um, in a department store, and Lancome Cosmetics. It's the best. Nobody should use anything else. um, I was just working, and I got really sick one day. I felt like that morning I felt like really achy all over, and I thought that was a little bit strange, but I went on about my day, and I went to work, and I started getting chills a few hours later, and like just shivering, and it was hot in the store. It was really hot, and I keep saying and I'm trying not to, but I'm so tired. Forgive me. Um, did it again. So it got to the point where I was trying to like lean over to do my job, and I couldn't. I couldn't even stand hardly without leaning on something. Like everything felt so sore. So I just, I don't even think I told anybody. I felt crappy, so I just left, and I don't even think anybody noticed that I left. So driving home, I thought I was gonna have to call my dad to come find me on the side of the highway somewhere because I felt just bad. Like I couldn't even function anymore. And I got home, and my dad showed up and forced me to go to the emergency room, and I didn't want to because I don't like IVs at all, and I knew that would be the first thing they would do. So turns out they were looking at I totally skipped a part. Okay, so after I got home, I called my dad, and he headed over. But while he was on his way there, I started having a really hard time breathing. It was like a stabbing feeling in my rib cage, like the lower part of my rib cage, and I couldn't inhale all the way. I could barely inhale at all, and I was freaking out because I couldn't get enough air to feel like I could even live anymore. And so he forced me to go to the ER. Even at this point, even though I felt like I was dying, I still didn't want to go to the ER. But I went, and I had a really high fever too before I left because I took it. And I think it was like 102.9 or something like that. So I went to the ER, and they start doing some tests on me, and they gave me an x-ray, and they said that they saw a fibrosis in my lungs, and it could be from pneumonia. It could be from, she named off a bunch of different things. She just said it was like a cloudy spot on the x-ray, and it could be a fibrosis. She was giving me some other options. She said, so from here, she was kind of trying to discourage me from doing the other tests, but I figured I was going to be in the emergency room anyway because they keep you there forever, and while I'm there, I might as well have a good time and go get the CAT scan too. So I insisted that I get the CAT scan. I went down, I got it, and um, she said there was something on it. They were calling a pulmonary doctor, and a couple hours later, she came in and said, okay, here's a bunch of prescriptions. You can go home now. The pulmonary doctor just said to follow up with your family doctor in 2 weeks. So I had pneumonia. That was my issue. And I followed up with my family doctor in 2 weeks. I told him I had the CAT scan. He said, everything's okay. Just get another CAT scan. In 2 months, he wanted me to get one. So I never went and got it because I felt pretty good in 2 months. I was like, yeah, everything's fine now. It's gone. I don't think I need another CAT scan. So about, I don't even know how long it's been now. Plus, I'm half asleep. I got not another CAT scan. I got pneumonia again. Long story short, a couple weeks ago, like a month ago now probably. But that was when a doctor, it wasn't even my family doctor, I went in because I knew I had pneumonia, and I just toughed it out that night, and I went into the doctor the next day because I didn't want another IV. And he actually looked at the CAT scan and called me later that day and said, I see something in your lungs, and I think it's an empyema, and that's basically an infection like in your lung cavity outside your lung. And he told me that the way that it would be treated would be for a pulmonary doctor to stick, it's called a thoracentesis, and they stick a needle in between your ribs and kind of suck out the infection, which I didn't want at all because I'm really afraid of needles. I'm not afraid of needles. I'm afraid of needles being stuck in me. I don't want that to happen ever. And so he says I got to go to this pulmonary doctor a few days later, and I go and I get there, and everybody at the office is treating me really weird. And like as soon as I get there, they're like, oh, we've been waiting for you. And they send me to do all of these pulmonary functioning tests. And the doctor comes in and introduces himself and says, I know you're really concerned about why you're here and you're confused, but we'll go over it later. And I was thinking, that's really kind of weird. Like, he wanted to come meet me before it was even time. And I was making the joke to the girl that was doing the pulmonary functioning tests, like, how long do I have? Because he made it seem so bad and weird. And so I went back to the room and I waited for him to come in, and he comes in and he brings the nurse practitioner, and I forgot that she had come in before I had the tests and was questioning me about a bunch of different things, and it kept relating back to my chest and my chest wall and like when I was a kid and if I had ever had any issues doing different things. And I told her I told her my history. When I was younger, like in high school, I was diagnosed with mitral valve prolapse. And then after I told her I was in the Army and I had some issues with my heart while I was in the Army. And I got out when I got pregnant. And my daughter is going to be 4 in May now, but right after she was born, I saw a cardiologist. I was living in Hawaii at the time, and the cardiologist told me that I never had mitral valve prolapse, that I had something, it's like an electrical issue called PSVT. It's like paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia or something. And he gave me the choice to either be on beta blockers for the rest of my life or have an, what's it called? An ablation. And it's like where they go up through the groin and some sort of surgical procedure. Well, I just chose to do nothing.